What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Urban Empire. I'm your host, the Birdman, known as Falcon, and I know what you're thinking right now, and that is, Falcon, it is not the 20th yet. You'd said you'd be back on the 20th to show us stuff after the very first era, and you're right, I did say that. However, I've been playing this game off camera for a bit now, and I'm a lot more comfortable with the game. I understand it a lot more. I know more of the intricate details I kind of skimped at on the very first time around, and honestly, I'm not fond of my first run. I came into the game not being too familiar with it, so I was focusing on commentary, learning it, and also the game itself. And let's be honest here, as a bird, my brain is kind of small, so I was kind of splitting it 3 different ways, which is no good. We started off really terrible, and then towards the end we started to kind of pick it back up, but we were still kind of digging ourselves out of a hole. So what I imagine we would do here today is we start on era number 1 again with a different family, and by the time the 28 rolls around, which is the full release, we're already ready to go on era number 2, with a more pleasant run for us to kind of continue onwards with. So I hope you guys are okay with this. Let me know in the comments, and by leaving a like if you like this idea. I'll keep pumping these out, and I'm pretty sure I could get us ready for era number 2 by the release date itself. So without further ado, let's go into new game over here. We'll do a new campaign for sure. And we'll do a different family this time around. Last time we did the baby food Gerbert family over here, the Von Filzens. I was considering going either with the Ruskies. Is that okay? Is that a good term to use, Rusky? I'm not sure. I've heard it a lot, but I don't think it's offensive, is it? It shouldn't be, right? Well, either way, we have the Russian immigrants who came over here, or we could also check out the Sant'Elias, which I kind of want to do this one. Essentially, these are more inventor-based, so there's different win conditions in the game, and this would be more, I could focus more on winning the game through technology. So I want to go with the Sant'Elias family here today, so we'll select this one. As you can see here, we have Giuseppe as the very first, dude that we're gonna mess around with here. He's the eldest son of the Austrian Emperor's science advisor. While his father urged Giuseppe to follow in his footsteps, Giuseppe was more fascinated by architecture than the natural sciences. He felt the old ornate buildings of the empire were outdated and envisioned a new architecture of functional spaces that focus on the needs of the people. And we have progressive, we have solitarian, and we have the Emperor's nominee. So let's actually choose this family over here, and we'll go with the Remini of Swarelia. Let's also go ahead and disable the tutorial, because as I mentioned, I've been playing it off camera, so I do feel a bit more comfortable playing the game now. Now, one of the major things that I think I really messed up on earlier was I was trying to rush things. And the reason why I was trying to do that is because I wanted to show more progress of the game. However, this game is something where you kind of have to have a little bit of patience, because in order to get a lot of your, mandates passed through the council, you have to have money for it. And unfortunately for me, I wasn't really aware of how important the monetary faction was when it came to the overall decision making of the game. So I was just trying to speed it along so I could show you more stuff in the games, right, in the videos. And that's what really hurt me a lot, because I was just trying to rush for the sake of being like, well, I want to show the people more of the game, which is no good. This game is all about patience. So in order for us to really kind of do well, we kind of have to take our time, accumulate money by making proper decisions, and then we'll be able to get a lot of our laws passed through. So I'll be skipping a lot of this over here because we already covered it beforehand, but if you want to go ahead and pause and read, go right on ahead over here. Okay, I could have renamed the city as well, but the Kaiserschaffen sounds relatively fine to me. Alrighty, now we gotta figure out where we're locating us to begin with. I like the idea, let's see, what do we have here? I want to have us close to a port area so that we could actually set up a port at some point and maybe do some trading that way as well. It doesn't seem like we have too much water here right now, huh? So the closest one would probably be this one or this one. I guess we'll probably start off over here then. At least we have access to a port down the line. So this will be fine. Let's go into creating our very first district over here, and let's see. This is kind of like a really weird setup. But I guess we'll just probably start through here. And we'll bring you down this way for now. That is way too big, not enough money to make that one happen. So let's do something like that. And perhaps we could even mess around with adding another corner over here to kind of switch this up a little teeny tiny bit. Maybe go down this way. You down here aren't really doing me too many favors, aren't you? Here we go. We have one road over here and then the main road over here. This actually kind of works out quite well. Maybe we move you... Let's see. That's good. I like this. I like this a lot. Alright, so we'll do this one right here. And we'll go with the... Let me do a dense grid to start off with this time around. And we'll confirm the land plan. And that'll be cool. Now at the moment we can't really switch out how much area we want, like do we want more industrial, more mixed, more residential. That'll happen after we actually unlock it through the research down the line. So we can't really do much over here. Let's go ahead and just confirm the services. Oh, we have to set up a city hall, obviously. For the city hall, I think we'll just go somewhere in the mixed area where it's both industrial and residential, and business as well. So I think somewhere in the middle would be very ideal for our city hall. And confirm the service right here. Propose a district. Use our personal funds to get this bad boy through. Let's unpause over here. And it is being built. Excellent. Choose an invention, right. You are correct about that. So the first thing I want to go with here is going to be thermodynamics. I want to get that train station up and running as soon as possible because it'll open up a lot more stuff for us down the line. Not only that, but we'll also get the spread selection, which is something I really want to focus on. And eventually we'll get up to Bessemer process, which will give us the unlocked density selection. This is really important because a lot of your industries, if they're doing really good, they'll actually want to upgrade themselves, which is better for you because it means more jobs, more money, more or less unemployment, which is really great. And it actually happens by itself, so it's kind of like an easy way to get a small upgrade to your income overall. So we'll start off with thermodynamics to begin with. And that'll be that. Let's go back to the city view over here. And I think one of the first things we'll try to focus on is probably taxes to start off with here. But let's let the colony, or not the colony, but the city itself kind of start growing here a little bit. And as I mentioned, it's all about patience with this game. Just really figuring out how much money you're making, if you're making enough money, and if you're not making enough money, how can you make more money to get some laws through. And I also want to focus on maybe not pissing off every single council party, so they actually have my back on occasion, because that could be very useful for us down the line. So let's see, we're almost about to get into the positives here, but let's actually start off by going over to the council now. And let's just start taxing. We need some money down the line, so we'll go over here to taxing. And let's also propose the taxing. And let's see what these bad boys have to say for us here. I'm going to go ahead and just tax the people really heavily. It doesn't seem like this over here moved too much, which is great. So we'll just heavily tax the people. Now for business, it might start moving a little bit. That's what she said. It moved a little bit. We have like, you know, maybe the Physiocratic Party in the green. The Free Democratic is kind of like almost to the red, but this should be almost enough for us to get us through, I want to say. So let's go ahead and propose the taxing right here. And let's see, I think that'll be fine. At the moment, we do have some goodwill with all the parties, so we just barely started off with here. So let's find out, how many party members do you have? 26, you have 7, and you have 28. Okay, luckily for us, the ones that are at 28, which is the highest council members at the moment, they are kind of in our favor for this one right here, so that's fine. They're quite in our favor. We're at a 10-9 right now with a lot of swing votes. You really don't bring too much to the table for me, but it could be useful. I think I want to start off with the Free Democratic Party over here. We have a goodwill of 3, so at the moment we'll start off with... Well, you know what? I guess we'll start off with a threat instantly. Because as time progresses, you kind of get your goodwill back, and since we're really starting off right now, this could be very helpful. So let's see. You need to have the Free Democratic Party on your side, but they have been reluctant. You are tired of being nice, so you threaten them. Side with me, or I'll make sure you lose the next elections. They probably won't like that too much, so oh, that barely moved at all. Normally I have some really good success with that one, but this time, not at all. And that brought me over to what? Oh, well, luckily for me, I didn't lose any goodwill with that one. That's actually very ideal. Very cool. So let me actually get some help with the National Sant'Elias Party. We'll threaten them as well. And let's see. They should be careful if they oppose this. Moved a little teeny tiny bit. I'm hoping just enough swing votes my way. Now, we did lose goodwill with them doing that, but that's okay. They're kind of like the smallest council members, so I'm not really too worried about it. Let's get out of here now. Let's unpause. Thermodynamics are ready to go. Your city administration needs to make a decision about the interior of the forthcoming railway station. Now, I think with the first time around we went with Imperial. And honestly, since we are Saurelian based ourselves, we should probably go with Saurelian here because we'll get more favor with everybody around us. So we'll choose that one. As you can see over here, we got a +3 with the National Saurelian Party. Young Saurelian Party gave us 30, and the old one gave us 30. Speaking of which, this right here, in arrow number 2, ends up breaking apart into the young and the old Saurelian Party, which is actually kind of cool. So right now we're starting off with 3 different parties, but as you progress, you get a lot more parties involved. And eventually you also lose the Emperor Grace, and then you'll start getting yourself into elections. So if you want to stay in power and continue with the game, you got to win those elections. If you lose complete control or favor with everybody else, you can indeed lose the game by just getting kicked out of power. So we're trying to avoid that happening, right? Now let me pause. It does seem as well that every single month you can kind of come back and appeal to the parties as well. So right now, before this is ready to go, let's see how we're at. Oh man, we're at a split right now. This is all going to come down to swing votes, it does seem. Now luckily for us, since these guys over here are at 3 goodwill, they still are. Let's do one more thread, and hopefully this time it helps us out. They will no longer have my favor if they oppose. Okay. Very good. It dropped us down to a 0, but that should hopefully give us enough votes to kind of get this through. Let's get out of here. Let's unpause. And we're ready to vote on this one. It's going to be a very close vote, definitely, but I think we might just barely get this through. So let's go ahead and begin voting now. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We got it. We got it. Alrighty. The voting has been passed. We have some more money coming in now, which is great. Excellent. Goodwill, we're at 3. We're at 3, and we're at 0. Okay, I'll take it. I will definitely take it. So now the people are being taxed more, but at least we have some money coming in. And this is the important part, having money for you to actually get a lot of your laws passed and stuff that you want to do here. Thermodynamics is almost done, so I'm going to wait till this is done so we could actually start focusing on maybe getting a second district. I think a second district early on could be very ideal. I don't necessarily want to add anything to it just yet because a lot of our progression is going to be based on how much we research. Alright, so we got steam power, we have the spread selection now, which is great because this will give us a chance to kind of like, spread the districts how we wanted, more residential, more industry, more business, stuff like that. So let's go into the progress cloud over here, and what we'll do, I mentioned I do want to get this one, but I also want to start focusing on the healthcare of our individuals, so we do need sanitation for that. Let's go ahead and unlock the gas infrastructure for now. This will also give us the gas lighting, which is actually very cool, especially when you start visually seeing it in the city itself. So we'll unlock this one over here. And as you can see, we have a lot of money stored up now. We're doing really great on this one here. And business is also booming in the textiles. And we have liberal sympathy. Of all the parties on Kaiserschaffen, you must sympathize with the Free Democratic Party. Now, they are the ones with the most amount of council members, so keeping them in my good side is not a bad thing. And it could be a powerful ally for you. However, getting close with one party might cause problems with the others. How do you proceed? Openly support them or remain impartial. They're the highest council members, so I think it would be very useful to have them on my side. However, whenever we're trying to get a law through, I kind of want to have favor with the other parties as well, just in case we can get it along with the Free Democratic Party. So I'm going to remain impartial for this time around. And this will give us a +1 all around as opposed to maybe a +3 and negatives with the other one. So I will definitely take that one. That's not a big deal for me. Actually, I like it better that way. Okay, so we have $1,200 stored up here. My personal funds are at 202. We have a +3 party support all around, which is actually very good. You can see it right there. 32% with the Physiocratic Party, 39 with the Free, and 29 with the National Soilian. So I have a really good favor with the top council members at the moment. My people aren't really too happy. We'll start focusing on this here pretty soon. So how about we get that second district up and running now? So I think we should have enough money now stored up for this bad boy here. I mean, I could start focusing only on the first one, and maybe start adding... Well, actually, we have to wait for the gas infrastructure first, don't we? Yeah. So let's just do the second district for now. And I guess we'll just continue progressing down this way. Kind of build around that. So let's go, maybe through here. And you through here. There we go. Let's see, I kind of want to keep it even, it's going to be a really awkward shape, but that's okay. As long as we kind of keep it even going down this way, it won't be too big of a deal. And of course, we also have to keep in mind the money, how much we're spending to kind of increase this. So I think this isn't too bad. How much money are we looking at here? 313. Of course, the Free Democratic isn't really too happy about this, but it's not red at the very least. I think this could be very ideal. How about if we add a corner here, and of course, I'm making it bigger, which is more money. Making it bigger, which is more money. Let's go with that one. Let's also go with another dense one as well. Confirm the land plan. And let's see, what are we looking at here? -1 residential, commercial demand is really high, and industry demand is really high, which is great. It means more jobs for the people. So we'll take a look at the unemployment rates here pretty soon, which is something I also didn't really pay too much attention the first time around. But whenever it tells you a -1, 2, and 2, don't complete, say for instance this -1, so it's a bad idea to do this. No residential, because if you don't have residents living there, you have all these industries and businesses, but you have no people there to actually work at them. So honestly, those jobs aren't getting filled up. So it's a really terrible idea to do that, and that's something I was doing with the first run as well. But again, I've been playing off camera, kind of getting the intricacies of the game itself. So bad idea to do that. So we'll do something kind of more lenient towards industry, but we do want to keep some residents around as well. So we're at a 2 and a 2, right? So let's do something like that, something like this, and maybe residential down this way. Maybe a bit more industry jobs. I think this is pretty good. It gives us enough residents, perhaps. So 41. This is good. I think this could work for us. So yeah, we'll do that one right here. Confirm the zoning. And I'm going to start off with the grammar school because it will give us a better factor when it comes to the wheel of life, for one. And also it gives us more research points, or at least more research progress. And again, I think we'll be going with the victory condition for technology, which is something I still haven't shown off. And I will be doing that here pretty soon. So let's go with a grammar school to start off with. And let's see. I mean, unfortunately for us, the people in Well Edge aren't going to get too much of a big boost from this, but I want to get it in a way where the majority of everything kind of gets it. So maybe here would be the most ideal spot for us now. So, my friend, can you... Yeah, it's fine right here. And this should easily pass through because we have the money for it. I could do a police station as well. But the police station will be placed somewhere over here because I'll modify the district for it. But I want to have, at least if these people here aren't getting the full benefit of the school, at least they'll get some benefit from the police station and kind of like increase our overall happiness down the line. So we'll confirm the services through here for now. We don't have the gas infrastructure to set up the gas lamps just yet, so we'll have to wait. But I think this is fine. Let's go ahead and propose a district. And this should easily pass. Easily. No questions asked. Let's do a normal vote over here. Okay. I don't really have to, I think, bend anybody's arm for this one. That should be an easy one to get through. Now, meanwhile, we have an event. The Free Democratic Party wins the election. Okay? And we have some pretty good favor with them, so I'm not really too upset about that. The Physiocratic Party came in second with a difference of 8%. Okay. So, Free Democratic is going to have the majority of the council members now going forward. But again, we're kind of keeping them on our good side, so I don't think it's really too bad. We're kind of like playing the... not choosing one single party to kind of put all of our money into. Vote on a new district. This should easily pass, so just begin the voting. No goodwill points have to be used up for this one. And we're up to a +4, which is actually really great. That passed easily. Alright. So now we have the second district over here. Everybody's happy about it. Yeah. Okay. Now, I mentioned with the first time that we ran the game, how a lot of the people in the council had like red hair. I wonder if that's like a joke by the developer. I was watching one of his live streams play this out as well, and he's got like red hair and like fucking a red beanie, so I wonder if it was like something like he was kind of like, you know, just add my fucking red hair look to the game. I imagine that's probably what it is, kind of like one of those like silly things you would do, but I don't know. Anyway, we have steam and speed here ready to go. A railroad is being built to Kaiserschaffen, and soon there'll be trains enabling the fast transportation of people and goods. Who knows what kind of changes that might bring? How do you feel about railroads? These will sometimes give you like new traits. And I want to say, since we're already kind of like technologically based, this is something that'll probably give us more of a trait for that. However, since we already have a progressive trade, I think we want to do something different. So I think every citizen should have access to trains. I think this will give us like more along the lines of a man of the people type of trait, if I'm right. Let's see. Let's choose this one though. We got the Populist Trade, which I'm pretty sure we did not have to begin with now, so that's great. It gives us a different type of trait now, which will affect our voting down the line, and also how the people conceive us for future voting as well. So that's good right here. Let's go over to Giuseppe. So we did not get the Populist one just yet, but we do have a couple of points leading up to that. So I guess after a certain amount of them, you actually do pick up the trait yourself. Okay. And while we're at it, here we go. The Victory Progress. So, at the moment we have 1 star towards science victory because we have done the portable industry. If you get all these right here, you get a science victory, which is kind of what we're aiming for. There's also the economic victory, which has its own set of things. We have the political party. We have remarkable city and end of time. End of time is the easiest one to kind of get because all you have to do is to remain in power for 5 eras and you win. Remarkable city has no traits because you kind of have to do stuff that kind of breaks the norm. Like something that didn't really happen in society in that time. So assuming you like give, I guess like people certain rights before it actually happened in real life. you will indeed get a remarkable city type of thing added to this. So it doesn't tell you what to do, you kind of have to figure it out on your own, which is kind of cool. It's a really cool way to actually win. But since we do have the progressive family, I think science might be a lot easier for us here. But we'll see which one we actually kind of focus on down the line. So let's unpause here. We might, oh, the business is booming with paper, great. Gas infrastructure is ready to go. The city administration is pondering between the different types of gas streetlights that you choose, the Anglo-Saxon, Parisian, or the Viennese model. Viennese. The pianist. No, it's not the pianist. Let's go with the, I always like the Parisian, how that sounds. Well, you know, let's do something different. We'll do that one. Oh, we got +2 for the Physiocratic Party, and also a +10. Citizens are more likely to vote for this party. Oh, interesting. So by doing this, remember, they came in second place with 8% of the vote to the other party. So this might have, like, giving them, like, a bigger push towards the lead in the council. Very intriguing. Okay, that's something to keep our heads on here, then. We have a victory step completed. Political acquaintances. So that would be also noted down here, right? Political party, here you go. Have an average goodwill with at least political parties of at least 4, which we obviously just got with that event alone. Alrighty, very cool. So how are we doing with money here? We're still well above 1,000, and money is indeed coming in pretty well, so that's cool. We have another, wow, we have a lot of victory steps happening right now, which is great. It's a big difference in the first time around when we play, where it's kind of like, oh, what do I do? Alright, so the gas infrastructure is ready to go. Surprise voice, you're going to have to stop talking to me for a moment here. Gas lighting. So, the reason why I unlocked this is because I really want to get sanitation for the better welfare of our people, so let's go ahead and start this one over here. Back to the city we go. However, now we have the option to set up lights as well. And I think I will be doing that. Let's see how we're looking at here. -2 industry demand, 2 in a commercial, and then -1 in residential command. I kind of want to modify these guys to probably put in the police station, as I mentioned, and maybe even start setting up the lights as well. So for that one, we would have to come over here and do a modified district. Some people are happy, some aren't. Before we do that, let's go to the city data here really quickly and find out what's happening with city information. Unemployed. So 20 elite people are unemployed, 42 with the middle class, 13 with the working class, and 11 with the lower class. That's actually pretty good. I have a really good focus on the working class and lower class people, because the more people that are unemployed happen to be the middle and upper class. Okay. And, I mean, it's good, sure, because they have the lower amount of people. So, a lot of the populace does come from the working class and lower class, and we have a few amount of them unemployed, which is pretty good. Alrighty. We also have the happiness thing over here if you want to check that out. So this is something I completely skimped out the first time around, which is actually very important for us to kind of continue focusing on for the future decisions that we will be making. Alrighty, well, I do believe we're out of time for this episode here today, guys. I'm going to pause here. I'll continue going forward. As I mentioned, let me know in the comments how you feel about this decision about doing Era 1 again, so by the time January 20 rolls around, we have an Era 2, a good Era 2 run, ready to start off with. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stick around for the next episode. I will catch you next time.